Good Thursday morning to you. Well, a little bit of a dicey call for tonight. We're looking at a pretty decent day out ahead of it, though. We do have a little bit of shower activity. This is in the areas around the western and central Great Lakes. This little package of energy here, partly associated with this big blob of thunderstorm activity that's racing through the Ohio River Valley of the lower Great Lakes and heading on a track that'll take it into the middle Atlantic states and passing south of our region. But it's this little northern fringe element here that looks like it's going to be cutting right across the southern half of Vermont. Could be affecting central and southern Vermont. This looks like mainly after midnight, but some of the showers start to develop in a string. And we saw a little bit of that last night, kind of a sneak attack there, kind of move on through fairly briefly. These will be a little bit longer than briefly, but mostly affecting, again, southern Vermont later on during the night tonight. That may or may not affect Thunder Road. I think it's really, they're going to get it in with a threat. It's just going to be a very threat, but it is a dicey call, and I have lowered confidence as the models have been sort of in and out with this little package of precipitation. Here's some of the large-scale features looking back 24 hours. Again, we've had notable convection across the Rockies, dry as a bone, Pacific Northwest, where they got a big-time heat ridge. This is the North Pacific, North American ridge that's very, very strong and bringing in currently some very strong heat up and down the west coast, and this is going to be affecting a large area of the Pacific Northwest as it looks for several days to come. The other interesting thing is look at all the convection even into Alaska. This is producing lightning strike wildfires in these areas here. This is up in the northern part of Canada as well, the Yukon and Northwest Territories, and extending down into the plains. Looks like Pacific moisture's kind of rolled in. This is going to be interacting with that, and so we're looking at several different short waves and the upper levels of the atmosphere kind of work its way. And this has been the conundrum. We're going to remain a little bit on the cooler side really through the end of June into the first few days of July as it looks right now, with a kind of a northwesterly flow and kind of a what we call a ring of fire, that is convection that kind of works across the region and occasionally gets into our neck of the woods, but predominantly looks like it's going to stay to our south. The heat and humidity will once in a while swing into the region. That looks like the best chance for that in the middle of next week. But for the most part, kind of cool and occasionally some grazing glances of precipitation. And looking to the west and southwest of Waitsfield right now, clouds pretty strong across the region. These are going to be moving on out. We should get into some fairly decent sunshine. Taking a look at Marble Island, looking east from Colchester Bay. Beautiful morning. You can see still there is some low clouds kind of crossing through the region. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.